Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. Now, we had Deku, and we also had his clones. Now, we currently have Deku's female clone, Julia, or as I have given her the alias, Julia Carpenter. Now, to anyone who might recognize that name, that is the name of a Spider-Woman before. But as it turns out in the 1610 universe, she was Jessica Drew. And in the Ultimate Universe, that is where this clone saga took place. I forgot about that. Now, with that being said, I gave her a different Spider-Woman alias, just so I wouldn't be confused by saying Jessica two different times. Now, we also have Deku's Ben Reilly, and we even had Deku's Tarantula counterpart, who was murdered by Kane. Now, Deku, he met Himiko Toga alive again. However, it wasn't the Toga he remembered. He sat down and talked to her. He told her that she was a clone. He talked to her about what happened, his failure as Spider-Man, how she died, and, well, how weird this is. He's still mourning the loss of Toga. And looking at her right now, being here right now with her, it isn't good. Deku in the back of his mind knows it's not her. But at the same time, he wants to stick by and be here for the copy. But he's afraid. If he remembers correctly, they're all going through a form of cell death. That means that many of them may die. And Deku doesn't want to attach himself to something that looks like her if it's just going to die. It may sound messed up, but Izuku, he's trying to think logically about this, not with his emotions. But that's still very difficult for him to do. Now, Kane is still out and on the loose. He's dangerous, and he has powers. But he also has a sense of justice. Now, we do currently have Deku. It's been about a week. Kane is still at large, and he's been doing quite a number of things. Deku and many people in Japan, they're afraid. They know that there is a fake Spider-Man running around. I mean, there's a guy in a black suit, but now there's a guy in a black and red suit. And Spider-Man is still wearing that black and... No, it was red and black, or no, red and blue suit. There we go. Now, everyone, they're still somewhat confused. And J. Jonah Jameson, he is still trying to slander Spider-Man. And Deku, he currently doesn't want to sit there. Him with a burger in his hand, as he talks about it. You know, he really doesn't understand how he's the biggest menace in Japan. Yeah, honestly, I don't understand it. Julia gonna bring her hand up. Her going to crunch into an onion ring. You know, the Hulk is still a bigger threat, but isn't that guy an Avenger? Yeah, right? Ben, what's your take on this? Him currently attached to the wall, as he is slurping from a milkshake. Him actually is not going to turn, climbing onto the top of the building, sitting down his milkshake, and grabbing onto one of his own fries. You know, he honestly would say that Hulk is a bad option, but they're not even discounting the supervillains. I mean, Electro, Sandman, Doc Ock. There was Ultron, and if they're correct, wasn't that Hank guy losing his mind for a minute? You're right about that. But then again, it could be worse. We both know you really shouldn't have said that, right? Maybe not. But this being where someone, they do to have their spider sense go off. They're gonna turn. Him talking about it. Okay, he'll take care of this one. I'm gonna actually stand and go to swing away. As the two, they do somewhat still sit there. And Ben actually is someone gonna look at Deku's burger. Him asking exactly what type he got. And Juliet is gonna talk about it. She thinks that he got the other one. Neat. Okay. Well then, what do you think he's gonna be handling? Don't know. Bank robbery? Not sure, actually. Um, he'll figure it out. He's fine. Now, we do cut over to Deku, who very clearly was not fine. Now, we currently have the situation. Spider-Man came swinging in, and everyone, they were a bit afraid. Especially whenever he came down and he's in that strange suit. Now, Spider-Man rushed forwards, and he took down the robbers. But a lot of people saw the way he did it. Threw them around, made sure that they got hurt, made them get stuck in the webs. He made sure they were left injured. And then the real Spider-Man came swinging down. Him actually talking about it. Oh great, he just had to run into him today. What are you doing here? Okay, you're done with that. Kane, just stop. Where is she? Kane, you're sick. You're not well. People actually aren't going to turn and see the situation. Now, a lot of people are currently recording. And Jameson, he currently gets the latest scoop. Because somebody, they got him pictures of Spider-Man. And there's two of them. I just really wanted to use that in this part. There we go. Now then, with that being said, right now we do actually cut back to Deku and Kane. The two talk about it. Kane is not having a good time. Kane wants to get Himiko Toga back. He knows that she might be aboard the helicarrier. That's where he'd put her. A giant floating fortress? Yeah. But guess what? Maybe he might have made some friends. Some people who can definitely help him. Now, Deku's confused. As currently Sandman, he does actually still go to bring his body back together. Him coalescing back into a single form. Him gonna get up. As Kane is gonna talk about it. As the floor underneath him started to shift. You know, he always thought this was a bit fun. But then again, he does have to go. So, while he deals with his friend here, he's gonna go find Toga. He knows that she'll be free eventually. Can't hold her forever. I'm gonna turn and swing away. And Deku, he does have a bit of a situation. Now, Kane is a bit annoying. And Deku, he does just gonna bring his hand up and radio back in to the other two. And Jessica, yeah, she's still aboard the shield helicarrier, in case Kane showed up. But currently someone, they're gonna enact their plan. As the clone of Peter Parker, or the Scorpion, right now, in his jail cell, he starts to have a seizure. There we go. Now, currently his body is freaking out. His muscles are convulsing. And right now, his eyes are rolling in the back of his head, and his mouth is foaming. Now, people started to run into the room. However, the moment that actually happened, this copy brought his hand up, and currently he sent out a venom blast into the shield personnel. Now, right now Doc Ock, he does a stand. He definitely finds this boy to be very intriguing. Him currently going to stretch. As right now he does going to head out. He needs to find that scorpion gear. And, well, show them its proper use. Now, Doc Ock, he starts to make his way through the helicarrier. And a ton of people, they try to stop him. Right now it's been put on high alert. And Jessica, she herself needs to catch this imposter. Find Kane and hopefully get him subdued. However, we do actually currently cut back to Deku. Deku went after Kane himself. Right now Jessica and Ben, or right now Julia and Ben, those two are going after and trying to stop Sandman. And Deku does swing through the air, him eventually catching up to Kane, as he is grabbing onto him and smashing into him. The two falling down and smashing into the road, before they do go rolling. And right now Deku is going to bring his hands up, and Kane does go rushing forwards, a spike being pulled from his arm. And right now he does try to throw it out and Rocky grab at Deku, him trying to slash him and hit him with it. And Deku is going to dodge out of the way. him a bit more alarmed, him trying to talk to Kane. And right now, as that's happening, something else is going on. The X-Men, they're dealing with another situation. They're dealing with, let's see, the Juggernaut. There we go. Now, Deku is trying to fight off this imposter of himself. And currently, whenever Kane doesn't bring his hand out, he's actually smashed Deku across the face. Him sending Deku flying. Him being sent through the air and landing on something. Him bringing his hands down and about to leap. As he does, someone going to turn his head and look to see a shiny helmet. Now, Deku's Spider Sense does going to go off. Him going to jump off and leap out of the way. Him avoiding the Juggernaut's fist as Deku is going to turn. Him landing back onto the ground and looking to see the man. Him commenting on it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, he's not, in that. Now, Deku, he actually does going to feel a spiderweb grab onto his left arm. Him actually going to see Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Cyclops, and then him being pulled away. As Deku, he actually is thrown directly up into the air. Him going to actually spin his body around and land, grabbing onto the web and actually going to pull onto it. As he does going to rush forwards, him smashing Kane as hard as he can in the face. And the two are sent flying. Now, someone they see Spider-Man, and they have the perfect opportunity to go after him. They want Spider-Man as their own. They want to try and take him down. And, well, with everything going on, this delicious meal definitely cannot be missed. Now, we do actually have Deku. Deku and Kane. The two are rushing forwards. Deku actually going to dodge out the way as Kane throws up his leg, smashing it directly into Deku's ribs, and Deku does throw out his hand, grabbing it out towards Kane's face as he was going to throw himself forwards. Him going to kick back his right leg and smash into Kane's. Deku going to smash him down directly into the ground. The two creating a bit of a crater in the ground as Kane does to throw out his hand. Him shooting a web and pulling off a car door. Him going to pull it in, grab it, and then going to smash Deku across the face with it. For Deku, he actually gets sent moving down to the right. Him landing on his side as Kane does to bring his hands up. Him going to pull it up into the air as currently someone they smash directly into him. And they attack him. Right out of them going to bring their claws down and grab onto him, sinking their teeth directly down and onto the side of his shoulder. Kane screaming out in pain, as Deku decides to turn and see the Inheritor. Now, Deku sees Moreland, and right now, that's not good. Kane and Moreland, of course. Today just had to get worse. That being on Deku's mind, as currently a blue guy does actually someone going to teleport in, him popping up behind Deku. Him going to turn and ask if he can give him a hand. What do you need a hand with? Stopping the Juggernaut. Okay, but listen, I don't know who you are, but right now I'm sort of... Deku bring his hand out. Kurt going to grab onto it. The two teleporting away. And Deku does actually go to someone pop back up. Busy. Where are we? Do whatever you can. Blind him. Deku going to turn and look at the Juggernaut charging directly towards him, as Wolverine is going to run past him talking about it. He needs to at least fucking do something, right? Now, Wolverine does go rushing forwards, and so does Colossus. Colossus goes to throw out his hands, him trying to meet the Juggernaut halfway, as he does to slow him down a bit. And as he's being pushed backwards and his feet are digging into the ground, Deku does go to rush forwards, him throwing himself up into the air and climbing on top of the Juggernaut's helmet. Before, he does at least try to ask for advice about what to do here. Now, someone goes to comment on it. Take out his eyes and make sure he can't see. And Deku, he does do one thing. He brings up a taser web and puts it into his hand, putting it down directly into the helmet before he does a leap off. And Colossus, he actually does go diving to the right as the Juggernaut does get a charge past him, as the taser web gets set off directly into Kane Marco's helmet, him bringing his hand up trying to stop it. However, right now he's a giant lightning rod. And Deku, he actually does hear something happen, as he does hear a small explosion. Now, Deku, he has to turn and swing, as the X-Men, they do see Spider-Man move away, and someone currently, they do try to get to his head. However, they do go to stop, wherever they felt that intense ringing, them being thrown down onto the ground and grabbing at their head. As Deku, he actually does go smash directly in to Moreland, him throwing him directly down and into a car. As Moreland, he actually does a turn, throwing his hand out, grabbing onto Deku's neck. Him bringing his hand back, as right now Deku does it to bring his hand up. Him smashing his, webs directly into Moreland's head. And Moreland does actually let go of Deku, bringing his hands down and going to grab onto his own head, trying to pull the webs from his face as Deku, he actually does a turn, and Kane's rushing towards him. And Deku, he is going to watch Kane. Right now, Kane has that, spike in his wrist out, and he's going to rush towards Moreland. Him going to pull back his hand and stab Moreland down into the gut, and Moreland is going to scream out in pain. As there is where he does a throw up his hand, grabbing towards Kane's throat and grabbing onto him. Him beginning to choke the life from Kane. Now, right now, Moreland, he does get back up, going to break the spike off of Kane's wrist as he does scream out from the pain. Now, Deku, he goes to watch Moreland. The man is done and sick and tired of all these games. He wants a feast. And right now, a Spider-Man is a perfect thing to quench his hunger. Now, we do actually have back to Deku. Deku is rushing forwards, throwing out his left hand and going to actually shoot a taste web directly at Moreland. Moreland bringing his hand up and trying to swat it out of the air. However, the one that does go to electrocute him, he actually does go to someone scream out. Him letting go of Kane, as Kane does go to throw out his foot, smashing directly in the chest and sending him flying backwards. Him smashing onto the ground, as Deku does go rushing forwards. And right now Moreland does get up angry, him rushing in. And Deku, he does throw his fist out towards, Moreland. As Moreland does throw his fist out, smashing it directly into Deku's. And Deku, he does go to scream out, as right now he broke a part of his hand. And Moreland, he does throw himself outwards and forwards, smashing Deku with an uppercut. Deku actually feeling his jaw crack before he set flying. Him right now smashing into a building. And the building does start to collapse. And Deku, he actually just goes to look around. His spider sense trying to alert him as Deku, he goes to grab onto the roof. Him going to grab onto a support beam as he starts to try and web a few things up. Now, Deku is trying to stop the building from collapsing. And right now, he does at least try to alert a lot of people to get the hell away from here. Get away and get out. And the people who do go to listen, they listen good. And right now, Moreland, he is still trying to fight off against this Spider-Man. He's definitely stronger, and that was not something he expected. He's definitely not used to that. And right now, Kane, he's not pulling his punches. He's letting Moreland have it, knocking out teeth and breaking bones. And Moreland, he is still going. He can see the fatigue beginning to build. This is a Spider-Man going all out. And Moreland, honestly, he kind of enjoys it. A proper challenge. A proper workout for a meal. Him rushing forwards. As Deku does come in. This time him smashing Moreland directly in the face with one of his legs. And Moreland is sent smashing down to the ground. Deku going to actually stand there as Kane. He does want to stand there as well. Him right now behind Deku and going to pull out one of his own bone spikes to get ready. He has the opportunity to backstab Deku. But Deku, he does just go to turn his head, telling Kane, if this guy kills both of them, neither one of them will see Toga again. And Kane is going to somewhat freeze. Him going to step forwards next to Deku. At least going to agree on that. That would be quite a shame. And there actually is the rest of the Spider family, aka Jessica, who does get to show up. And right now Moreland, he's given a bit of a situation. Moreland does believe this to be very, very fun. And we do actually have a bit later into the fight. Everyone, they're starting to get fatigued. But this guy is still going. He's still chugging. And right now the three, they do continue to face off. And there actually is Deku. Deku's suit is more torn. And this time he is going to rush in towards Moreland because he has been ready for this rematch for a long time. And Moreland, whenever Deku does throw out his right hook, he goes to duck down. Him going to throw out his hand and bring it up. Him going to smash Rocky down and into Deku's chest. Deku actually being hit with a flat palm. Moreland using his wall crawling powers to actually bring up his other hand, smashing Deku across the face. And right now Deku does bring out his hands. Him grabbing onto Moreland's arm and going to actually try and reverse it on him. Going to try and throw up one of his legs to grab him by the back of the shoulder. Him hitting Moreland, as right now Moreland, he was going to throw out and turn his other hand. Him going to actually grab onto Deku as he was going to bite Doki down and into Deku's leg. Deku was screaming out in pain. And Moreland, he actually just won't rip a small chunk out of it. Him starting to chew. And Deku is going to back away. Moreland rushing forwards, leaping Doki at Deku. And Deku, wherever he is grabbed by Moreland, Moreland has Deku by the throat. And Deku, he does just start to choke. The man is, well, strong. And he's getting tired. It's not good. Deku bring his hand up. And right now whenever he does get a grab at Moreland's wrist, he does start to at least move the man's hands away. He knows that he's stronger. He's definitely stronger. Deku actually starting to breathe. And Moreland does attempt to try and throw down his mouth. Him trying to eat Spider-Man. Now, Deku does going to throw out his forehead, smashing and looking at Moreland, and going to throw him off of him. Before Deku, he does going to try and get back onto his feet. Him going to put down weight on his injured leg. As the man does go rushing forwards, Deku bring his hands up as Moreland smashes as hard as he can into Deku's right arm. And Deku, he goes to feel the break. Him going to scream out as right now Kane does go rushing forwards. Him smashing Moreland as hard as he can, as Moreland, he does actually going to take the blow. He allows the damage. Right now the hole in his gut, it does give him ample time to do one thing. Him throwing out both of his hands and smashing and directly onto Spider-Man's ears. And right now Kane, his spider sense is being overpowered. It is screaming out to him for danger. But his sense of hearing, yeah, that shit's ringing. Now, there actually is Jessica. Jessica does try to come in. And right now while Moreland is punching Kane over and over again across the face, there is where she does fly in, grabbing onto his back and going to latch her arms around him. Before going to actually send off a Venom Blast. Now, Moreland is hit by a ton of power. And Deku, whenever he does get to get back up, he does actually feel his hand. Him balling his hand into a fist as Deku is going to rush forwards. Him smashing his fist out and dorking into Moreland. And sending him flying through the air. As right now Deku, he does start to rush forwards. And Jessica, she actually is going to see Deku. Him a little bit more angry. And Deku, whenever Moreland does get to get back up, Deku goes to rush towards him. And Moreland rushes towards him as well. Him throwing out his hands. And Deku this time takes a solid punch before he does to throw out his fist, smashing it directly into Moreland's chest. And Moreland, he actually is impaled by Deku's arm. And Deku, he does stand there for a second. Him panting heavily, as right now Moreland, with his dying breath, he's smashing Deku over and over again across the face. He knows that he can regenerate. He can heal. He can heal. He just needs to get away from Spider-Man. He needs to get away. Now, Moreland with his dying breath continues to try and throw blows at Deku, over and over in the face. And Deku, him and Moreland do lure each other down, before Moreland scratches Deku directly across the face and goes to claw him directly in the chest, him sending down deep gashes into him. Now, Deku does get to pull his hand away, and right now Moreland goes to fall over dead, as Deku he himself is not feeling good. Now, we do actually have the members of the Spider family, who, while they were still trying to deal with Sandman, they found a construction company, a spot. They had the idea to put him in cement, and that was going good, but eventually this ice guy showed up, and he helped it a lot. I mean, definitely like standing next to him on this day. It was pretty hot. The suits were kind of chafing, and him being made out of ice, they almost asked him for a snow cone. Now, currently they came back in, and they were rather happy to find out what happened. But right now Deku, he needs medical attention. And Spider-Man, he was sent swinging away. As S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah, they're gonna try and deal with this. But there's one issue. Whenever Deku went after Moreland, Jessica went after him. Deku was basically going on a suicide march. The last time him and Moreland fought, it took Venom trying to help him just for him to beat him. But Deku, his powers have definitely increased since then. if not in physical strength, his understanding of them. And that does say quite a bit. Deku had backup, and Moreland, he thought he was prepared, but he wasn't. And that says quite a bit. As right now, Shield, they came in to clean up after Deku, like they've done many times before, and many times before that, and many times before with the fucking Avengers. You see a pattern here? Now, Shield, they try and deal with this shit. However, whenever they try to recover a body, they don't find one. Moreland is gone, and that does concern them. However, Spider-Man, he's drawing the attention of some pretty powerful people. Because, right now, Deku, he does lay in his bed. Him healing. His body has a massive amount of damage. He has bruises all over his arms, his chest, his face, and he's swollen. Like, hell, the fact that he's alive, it's good, but he's definitely had better days. Now, we do actually have Ben. He's currently talking about it. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and try and head back out. He'll try and find Kane. Just let them know, or let Izuku know when he wakes up, where he's at. And he'll let them know if he finds any leads. So, what do you want me to do then? Stay here and watch him. No doubt with him weakened like this, it's gonna be easier for Kane if he tries to come by. Yeah, I have to agree with him. Right now, you stay with him. Why don't you stay with him, Jessica? Because I have to try and figure out exactly why our copy of him broke out from S.H.I.E.L.D. And S.H.I.E.L.D., they don't really trust you guys. Oh, God. Yeah, see what's going on now? Anyways, I gotta go deal with that. So, if you would like to go deal with it, please be my guest. Fine, fine. But, crap. Didn't he say that Mom returns today? Yeah, that sounds like your problem. Okay, fuck, okay, I'll definitely try and deal with that. Now, Ben and Jessica do go to leave. As Julia, she doesn't want to sit there. Deku has a ton of injuries. They were too busy with Sandman, and if they weren't, they could have taken out the Inheritor. Or been a part of that, but Izuku killed the guy. Did did he really mean to? I mean, the guy, he's adamant about eating all of them, hunting them down and wolfing them down like Tic Tacs. He's just crazy. But why does he want to do that? Why them? I mean, yeah, he's some sort of vampire, but that that just doesn't make sense. Okay, so then what can we do? Now, Julia's medicines does gotta go off, and right now, she does get a turn, hearing her mother open the door to the house. Hurley's trying to call out for Izuku, and right now she does have a bit of a strange idea. Her gonna bring her hands down, and grabbing onto her costume. As Enko is gonna walk through the house, her going to actually turn and walk down the hallway. There were a bit of dishes in the sink, and this place looked to be a little bit messy. So, she's judging by that, Izuku, he had guests over. That's very nice, but picking up after them, that's much appreciated. Now, Enko goes to walk over to the door, her actually going to turn the doorknob and start to open it up. As someone, they do someone gonna run over, then making a sound as Enko, she's trying to turn her head. As, right now, someone, they forced their hands into the door and closed it. Before they talked about it, they're not really in very good condition to be seen. Excuse me? Who are you? Uh, Julia, I'm a friend of Izuku's. May you, can you open this door, please? Um, sorry, I'm not decent. I see. Ms. Izuku here? No, sorry. He said he had morning classes and they were gonna be running late. Um, I can leave a message or call him if you like. Okay, well, I can call him myself. I'm his mother. Now, would you mind coming out here to speak with me, if that would be possible, when you're dressed? Right, right. Her at least trying to put it up. Her trying to play it better as there is, or Inko's gonna walk away. Her breathing a bit of a sigh of relief. And right now, she just want gonna stand there, looking around, and oh god, this is gonna look so bad. Now, Julia is gonna walk out of the room, and Inko is gonna turn her head and see in Deku's sweatpants and in his shirt is hmm, a cute girl. Wow, I mean, she knew Izuku. He was trying to get back into dating, but yeah, hmm, that's a little way too soon. So, Julia was it? Uh, yeah, yes. I'm very sorry for disrupting your home. I didn't realize he never said you were coming home today. I see he must have been busy. Right. Yeah. Sorry for distracting him. I should be angry, but Izuku, he's a grown man. He's smart and intelligent. He he's also been through a lot, and while I may not condone it, I can understand him making less than desirable choices. If that's the best way for you to say mistakes without saying mistakes, then that was perfect. Okay, I see you know how to make jokes about all this. So that does make this a little bit better then. You can understand what I say? Oh, yeah, I do. If it makes you feel any better, this isn't some random hookup. It does make me feel better, but at the same time, can you elaborate? Me and Izuku go to the same college, and we've met, and I know he's been through a lot, and I even remember Toga, and well, I don't want to get him in trouble, but we went to a party last night, and oh, yeah, well, I I'm happy that he's doing better now. Julia, she does at least try to continue on with the story, trying her best and passing those charisma checks. Now, right now, Julia, she doesn't walk back towards the room. And Enko, yeah, definitely not happy. The girl talks about how she's just going to be grabbing her things and leaving. And she even talks about how she's going to lock Deku's door behind her when she goes. And Enko, okay, yeah. Izuku, he might be clumsy or getting around, not the right word, but he might be going through and doing a lot of things with his busy life, but apparently he's making time for friends and relationships. So that's nice. Now, Julia, whenever she went to go walk out of the door, she pulled the door closed. Her actually going to turn and bolt out of the house. And Inko went to go watch that. Julia making her way around and sneaking back in. As she did open the window, she turned and webbed at the door immediately. And Inko, she thought about checking on Deku, checking to see exactly if things were okay with his room, but ultimately, leaving that alone is good. She can talk to him whenever he comes home later and bring up his friend. Now, we do currently have Julia. Julia sees someone sat there, and Deku laid there passed out. As right now, she does sit on the ceiling, trying to think about what to do. Deku is in a bit of a spot. Okay, so adding that to his public identity is, yeah, okay, she bullshitted her way through that pretty good. But no, Inko won't ask questions. She's still she's still distraught about Dad's death. Right. Right now her gonna turn and stare at her counterpart. Yeah. Having to play the role of his girlfriend, if it does ever come to it, it's gonna be weird. But maintaining this identity, it could probably help her out. I mean, weasel her way in, not weasel her way in. It's technically it's her home, but oh god, now she's feeling bad about this. Okay, okay. Maybe the plan can be she pretends to be Deku's girlfriend and she gets a spot at home. I mean, she's able to move in. Yeah, no, yeah, no. Sheila could probably house her, but she wants to be at home. And she wants to be herself. Uh, but that's hard whenever you're not even yourself. You're just a copy of someone. Now, currently, Julia goes through that existential crisis, as any living being does. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.